Hello students, we'll continue again with unit number 1 and topic number 5, formwork and different types of formwork based on material. So, basics of formwork. What is the formwork? Formwork is the term. It is used for the process of creating a temporary mold into which concrete is poured and formed. So, traditional formwork is fabricated using timber, but it can also be constructed from steel, glass fiber, reinforced plastics, and other materials. Formwork by name means the mold, which means it is the casing into which the casting material, usually concrete, is poured to obtain the desired structural shape. So in construction industry, formwork is similar to a mold to cast concrete member in different shape and sizes using different types of materials such as timber, steel, aluminium, plastic, etc. Formwork should also have sufficient strength to carry dead loads and live loads as well, coming on it during casting operation and after that till the concrete gets hard and gains some percentage of design strength. So while formwork is a broad term that is used in relation to the forming process using a wide variety of materials, shuttering is a term that is often used to refer to the process of using plywood to form the mold. Shuttering is a synonym term used for formwork. Here you can see the picture of a formwork. So what is shuttering? So shuttering is perhaps the most popular type of formwork and is normally constructed on site by using timber and plywood. A special grade of plywood is necessary for shuttering and it must be water resistant. So it is easy to produce, although it can be time consuming for larger structures. So it is used when the labor costs are lower than the cost of producing reusable formwork from materials such as steel or plastic. So it also has the advantage of being at a significant amount of concrete can be poured at once. So simple plank shuttering can be used for the construction of a path or hard standing. So the planks should be trimmed so they are level with the top surface of the slab, allowing a tidy concrete finish to be achieved. Requirements of good formwork. So number 1, it must be capable to withstand all types of dead and live loads. 2, it is practically good to have waterproof character so that it won't absorb water from concrete. 3, entire formwork should be rigidly constructed and propped so that there should be no deformation in the shape and retain its original shape. 4, deflection and shrinkage should be minimum. 5, the joints should be tight enough to minimize the leakage of cement grout. 6, the formwork should be constructed with different segments so that while removing the formwork, it should not damage the concrete. 7, the material of the formwork should be cheap, easily available and should be suitable for reuse. Number 8, the formwork should be set accurately to the desired line and level should have plain surface. 9, it should be as light as possible so that it is easy to transfer and erect. And last one, number 10, the material of the formwork should not warp or get distorted when exposed to the elements. So the next topic, different types of formwork based on material. 1, timber formwork. So timber formwork is one of the mostly used type of in the construction industry and it is fabricated on the site by using timber. It is very easy to produce but time consuming for larger structures. So curved shapes cannot be provided economically. So timber shuttering should satisfy the following 4 requirements. Lightweight, well seasoned, free from termite attacks and easily workable. Here you can see the picture of timber formwork, completely made of timber. 2, plywood formwork in combination with timber. Plywood is an artificially manufactured wooden material available in different thickness and size and it is used in formwork for concrete member. It is strong enough, durable and lightweight. The main advantage of this forms from timber form is that we get smooth cement surface with this form. 3, steel formwork. Steel formwork is now becoming popular due to its long lifetime and multiple time reuses. Steel formwork is costly but can be used for a large number of projects. Steel shuttering gives very smooth finishes to concrete surface and is suitable for circular or curved structures such as tanks, columns, chimneys, tunnels, and retaining walls. 4. Aluminium formwork. Aluminium formwork is almost similar to those made of steel. Aluminium forms are lighter than steel forms due to its low density, and this is their primary advantage when compared to steel. So the shuttering is economical if large numbers of repeating usage are made in construction. The disadvantage is that no alteration is possible after the formwork or once the formwork is constructed. You can see the picture here of aluminium formwork. Number 5. Plastic formwork. Plastic formwork is lightweight, possesses interlocking mechanism and could be used for multiple times. Plastic shuttering is mostly useful where similar construction shape structures are required. 6. Coffer formwork. Coffer is a structural stay-in-place shuttering used in concrete construction. So coffer is made of two filtering grates in which vertical stiffeners are reinforced. After the placement of coffer formwork, concrete is poured between the grates and excess water is drained through grates due to gravity. Next, fabric formwork. The last one. Fabric formwork is used for construction of complex and irregular shaped member. Usage of fabric formwork provides an opportunity for construction of efficient and architecturally marvelous structural members of any shape and sizes. So that's all for this lecture. We'll see few videos related to the topic, and also you can give your attendance in the chat box with your name and enrollment ID. Thank you.
Shuttering. This video explains what is formwork and good requirements of formwork. Formwork or shuttering is a temporary additional structure or a mold construction done to keep the concrete or related materials in position until it sets. Common types of forms are usually made up of timber, plywood, steel, or combination of these. Timber is the most familiar material among these as it is economical. But main disadvantages of using timber generally undergo warping, swelling, and shrinkage. However, those defects can be reduced by applying water-impermeable coating. Nowadays, steel formworks are frequently adopted as it is easier to remove and can be reused many times. These steel formworks are comparatively costlier than other types. A good formwork should comply with the following requirements. The material of the formwork should be cheap and it should be sufficient for reuse several times. The shrinkage and swelling of formwork due to water should be minimum. It should be strong enough to withstand all loads coming on it, such as a dead load of concrete and live load during its pouring, compaction and curing. It should be strong enough so that deflection is minimum or low. It should be as light as possible. The surface of the formwork should be smooth, and it should provide easy stripping. All joints of the formwork should be strong, so that lateral deformation under loads is minimum. These joints should be leak-proof. These are the requirements of good formwork. Comment your views below, press like button and share the video. Finally, don't forget to subscribe our channel.
Name is Fazal. You are watching MFA Civil Engineering. The mold made up from some rigid materials like timber or steel plates in which concrete is placed and in which it hardens are called as the formwork. When the fresh concrete is placed for the construction purpose, it is in plastic state. Therefore, it is more essential to provide a temporary structures to support a fresh concrete till it obtain a required and sufficient strength. These temporary structures provide to a fresh concrete is called as shuttering or formwork. Formwork is generally made from an inexpensive timber plank. These are joined to form a required mold for the slab, beam, column, and the foundation. Steel formwork is used in the form of the plates, which can be bolted together to form a mold of a different shapes and the size according to the dimension of the structure's member. Formwork consists of two main parts like mold or platform and supporting system or centering or shuttering. The mold or platform is built by joining the plank together by the nailing. The gaps between the planks are sealed so that the cement slurry should not leak through them. The supporting system or centering or shuttering is made up of timber poles supporting the mold at a various point. For large slab, the formwork is supported on the timber poles with a double wedge arrangement at the lower end, so that the individual poles can be lowered or raised by hammering of the wedges, and the entire plank supports of the slab can be level and made horizontal. For column, the centering consists of inclined supporting poles or the struts. This is known as the shoring. The shoring is also easily adjustable so that the plank can be made perfectly vertical. The verticality of a plank is checked by the plumb bob. Thus, for the horizontal planks, vertical poles are used, and for the incline or the vertical plank, strut of various sizes are used as the shoring. For the beam formwork, here the soffit of a beam is supported by the horizontal plank and the side are either provided along with the formwork of a slab, or if they stand along separate beam, the sides are supported by the shoring. For slab formwork, here large plank, plywood or the steel plates are used to make the platform for the slab. The platform is supported on the number of timber poles or the steel trestles, which can be easily raised or lower for purpose of the leveling. For column formwork, here the planks are built to form a vertical mold of a column and the planks are supported by the shoring. The foundation of a column is supported by the formwork in the pit dug for that purpose. For well foundation formwork, for placing a concrete in a well type foundation,